Police were stationed at the checkpoints of the hospital, the local hospital, and they were frisking people, literally frisking them, and using metal detectors to see if they were carrying firearms to go into the hospital. Now, I'm just going to give a kind of a quick summary here because I realize most of you don't live in North Carolina, but North Carolina, you can absolutely carry guns into hospitals. I carry guns every time I go into a hospital. It's completely legal here. There's nothing against it. And as you can see here from what's on your screen, even people with other states can carry guns in hospitals here. There's absolutely nothing that prohibits you from carrying a gun in a hospital. I also want to point out for folks that aren't familiar with the geography of these two areas, they're not close. It wasn't like the shooter was barricaded across the street from the hospital. It is far away. It's not in close proximity. So there's absolutely no security threat that a shooter barricaded far away presents to a hospital at all. And obviously, if they have him barricaded, they know he's not walking through the door into the hospital either, right? And again, there is absolutely no legal reason that the Raleigh Police Department had the authority to do this, to limit someone's civil rights to enter that hospital with a firearm. It's insane, and simply the fact that they believe they have the ability to do that is what is a huge problem in our country right now. These officers presumably took an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, as most do, and the fact that they thought they had the ability to suspend the Second Amendment rights of anyone because there was an emergency is very, very problematic. Normally in this video, I would be calling out the chief of police. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I suppose it doesn't really matter how you define it. Apparently she was not there. She was at a conference out of town and was not the command and control authority. I don't know who was, but whoever that is, that person needs to be held accountable for what they did. This is a huge deal. It's akin to the police officers who during 2020 were arresting people for going to church, the violation again of the First Amendment rights and others as well. But point is, it's just like Katrina when they went around and took people's guns because there was an emergency. They don't have that right at all. It's not there. It's illegal for them to do that. It's a violation of everyone's civil rights who comes through there. Stop and frisk laws have gone through many, many court cases, and every time they're unconstitutional because they're unconstitutional. So what they did here is absolutely on that level, and no one's even batting an eye, which just shows how conditioned we are as Americans to believe that the police state that we live in can just do these things to us and just violate our rights. And I mean, I don't know what to do besides rant about it because no one else is even covering it, and it's crazy to me. And no one challenged it. I mean, it should be an eye-opener for everybody watching this video how accustomed we've become to some authority controlling our lives because of an emergency. Like, that is not how America